How many videos have you seen of him go, "Oh, you're going to a Diddy after party"? Yeah, of course. I think that you are indoctrinated, and you are a part of something, and then it's kind of held over your head.
I mean, he was so young, man. It's sick when you see that video where he's going to spend 48 hours with Diddy or whatever it is. He just looks like a tiny little kid.
Yeah. I mean, look at the Nickelodeon stuff that comes out. I mean, I just really wish that there would be a whistleblower, like, there would be protections for people to come out with, because you can get sued for saying anything. You know this. Somebody will come out and and try to dox you. I mean, especially if you're talking about the Church of Scientology, forget about it. You know what I mean?
So there's two other A-listers you're getting asked a lot about in the chat, and they are Jay-Z and Beyonce. And of course, we've seen this allegation now with Diddy and Jay, and this huge legal battle with Jay-Z and this lawyer Busby out of Texas. What's your thoughts on J and B?
I mean, there has to be. I mean, there's got to be some. I mean, I my thoughts are Beyonce will stay with him, until it's not financially feasible for her to be. When he starts
Yeah.
affecting her money, then it's over, right?
Yes. So if he's being protected right now, it seems, because all these contracts are worth billions, the NFL and everything. Do you think that they'll only protect him for so long, and eventually the dam will burst?
I would have to go back to the Epstein thing, man. It's just like I mean, how many people were involved, and yet we never. I mean, is it any surprise that they? Uh, do you know what the Russian word kompromat is?
Yep. Yep.
Well, I'm talking to a very educated guy. I'm really happy right now. Um, so Putin at the KGB came up with this, right? Just for
Mhm.
explain to people that don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's just getting people in situations where you've got material against them that you can use to compromise them. So, for example, Bill Clinton was allowing the CIA to drop the white off in Arkansas when he was the governor,
Right?
and by playing ball with the Bush crime family and the CIA, he got the White House because they had compromat on him.
Oh, it gets worse. I mean, you can do a search on this. If you look up the sugar tax, the 1 cent sugar tax, um, I did a deep dive on this, but so there was a deal for the wetlands, and Clinton was going to make a trade for the wetlands, and he was going to put a 1 cent tax on sugar for to make up for it, right? So a week before this passes, a guy visits from the sugar lobby, and a week later, Monica Lewinsky drops. Coincidence? Do you know? I mean, this is. I mean, This is all stuff that we know now. I mean, like, I mean, something you don't talk about is this whole UFO disclosure thing, which I'm huge on. I just did a podcast talking about the Phoenix Lights. Were you here for that?
Yeah, I'm fascinated by the Phoenix Lights. What's your
Uh,
theory behind it?
what do you mean theory? I saw it. There's no theory. I saw it. What do you want me to tell you?
What do you think was responsible for it?
That's not what concerns me, Sean. What concerns me is I saw a black triangle craft. And do you know who David Holthouse is?
Yes, Phoenix New Times.
Uh, Phoenix New Times. He's on Hulu. He's done 3 documentaries now. He's huge now. Have you seen him? He was just on Joe Rogan.
No, no, he did a hit piece on me back in the day.
Oh, did he? Did
I
he
forgive
really?
him. I forgive him. It got me some extra milks in the jail for breakfast.
Do, are you?
They
Can
had
you go
they had
extra?
it on the wall. The
Extra
guards.
milks? You need to reach out to him. He just did one on the what's it called, the Sikhs, and the whole like Kundalini yoga thing. It's amazing thing. And then he went on Rogan, and I was I had talked to him about this, which is amazing. We saw the craft. It was like 1,500 meters across, and it's black, and it silently went over us, over South Mountain. Do you know the first person to report the craft was?
Who?
Kurt Russell,
No way.
Snake Plissken, bro. He was in a plane and flew underneath it and called Sky Harbor. That's not whatever. A lot of people reported it, but I mean, and I was high at the time, but I rubbing my eyes because it was like in Star Trek when something like cloaks, it would
Yeah.
disappear and then appear, and then it just went over us. And then 20 minutes later, Sean, two A-10 Warhogs fly over South Mountain and drop flares bop, 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 in a V pattern, right? So I see in real time the government trying to cover something up. And then the next day, the governor comes out with a fake alien and goes, yeah, and we found the alien or whatever. And then that douchebag right there comes out 10 years later and goes, yeah, I saw the craft. Well, you know what? You're a piece of garbage because he's like, and then you ask him, who put you up to it? He goes, well, Men in Black.
Yeah.
Now, did you see, were you here? You were here in 97?
Yes, yes. It was all over the news and everything. It was crazy.
You didn't see it?
Can't remember. I was probably on substances myself at the time.
Oh man. We had a great time. We had a great time.
Right, let's not derail. Let's keep going here.
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
You've had tons of questions come in on all
I
this
haven't
stuff.
seen them. Let's see, where are these questions at? Comments.
All right, I've got them. Don't worry, I'm handling it.
Okay.
So Jacqueline wants to know: are the Kardashians handlers?
Are they what?
Handlers.
I think the mom is for sure. I mean, come on. I mean, I definitely think the mom is.
Amy wants to know if you've seen any UK royals such as Harry in the clubs.
No, but he's out. I mean, although you know who's DJing now?
Who?
Is Putin's daughter.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, she's DJing now. But I mean, it's always, and listen, the DJ culture has always been that way. Always. I mean, I had a child with this girl Gabby, and I find out later. She's like, yeah, we met when I was 17. You know, how would I know? You know, but we know what carded at these raves. You know what I mean?
So you're getting asked here, did you witness any celebs attending parties with underage persons, which ties into what you just said? I'm wondering if it wasn't as open then in those circles as it seems now.
No, they've really cracked it down. I mean, I mean, like back when the Viper Room, man. I mean that place was amazing. I mean, it was like, so Radar and I played at the Viper Room, and it was like, you know, Johnny Depp and everybody was kind of just doing blow, and everybody was, you know, and it was. I mean, it was all kind of private. Everyone just wanted a safe place to party or whatever, and I think that's fine. That's fine. But it's just when it gets into some of the, you know, the fact that Masterson was able to like get away with the stuff that he did for as long as he did, you know, um, um, even like what's his face, um, what is this? Friends with you know, the artist guy. What's his name? Gosh, I can't think of his name. You know, he got caught up. He was one of the actors. What is his name? I'm gonna look him up real quick. Was friends with the stoner guy. What's his name? Not Jonah Hill, the other guy.
All right, well, you look that up. I'll
Seth
just tell the
Rogen.
viewers.
Seth Rogen's friend. What's his name?
Yeah. I
What's
can't
his name?
remember.
What's his name?
Remember.
James Franco. That's it. James Franco. James Franco.
If you've got questions for Emil, put them in the chat, and Emil, the
Okay.
links are in the description box. Yeah, so what about Franco?
Okay, so here some people do behind closed doors. I don't care if they lie about it, but if they're advised. But I remember one performer came to say that to come out in the industry is a career. Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true. To come out in the industry is a career killer, right?
Was it Hollywood Boulevard you DJ'd on?
What is it? Talking in cups.
I'll give you the questions, otherwise it's going to get
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead,
confusing.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. There's a lot of
So
stuff.
Lady Warrior wants to know, was it Hollywood Boulevard that you were DJing on?
At the Bullet,
What gay bars did you DJ at, basically?
Oh,
That's
at
what
the
they're asking.
Bullet. I bet the Bullet, the Eagle. There was one on Hollywood and Vine. What was that called? It changed hands. Well, Avalon. I mean, that's yeah. I played at gosh, there was so many clubs in San Francisco. I mean, I played at 1015 Folsom. I mean, I could go down the list.
So Lovely Mary's asking, do you know anything about Nicolas Cage and Michael Douglas?
I don't. I've seen Nicolas Cage. He's a strange guy, funny guy.
When did you see him?
Saw him in Vegas.
What was he up to?
Very aloof guy, but he's cool.
Okay, let me get to the next one. Do you know Vanderpump?
Yeah, she's around. I mean, that whole clique of cougars. Yeah.
People are asking if you ever heard anything about tunnels under Hollywood. There's this theory of tunnels going from, the Playboy Mansion and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's I mean, I don't know about the tunnels, but I mean, I know about clubs. I mean, there's places where Hollywood people hang out, whether it's the Magic Castle or Koi. They sometimes they meet up at Koi afterwards. I mean, but now it's turned into it's not even about the music industry; it's a comedy uh, clubs house a lot of these guys. Chris D'Elia was one of the big ones.
Get your questions in for Emil, folks. So, Daryl, what about the private schools these Hollywood elites go to
Oh
before
yeah.
being famous that essayed Puffy and NAM NAMBLA members?
I mean, they all. I mean, there's private schools and West Hollywood, and they all kind of go the same. It's the same thing. There used to be what was the name of that school? But they're abroad. They send them to boarding schools.
So, Michelle, some of these people are looking bad right now. Have you ever seen Ellen DeGeneres out and about?
No, no. But I mean, but luckily that all came out on her, man. But this is the thing. It's like it's always the super nice people. Because people always tell me they're like, you're kind of a jerk. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have to worry about me. You don't have to worry about jerks, man. You know what I mean? Jerks, dicks. You don't have to worry about guys like us. It's the super nice guys. They're the nice dudes that are just like, oh, everyone loves them. The other thing that is really wild, and that's all coming out in these specials, is that for a minute there was like these Kundalini and there was a thing called Breath of Fire that just came out. That was huge. That was like these yoga cults that were starting in Hollywood, and you would see what's her name, Courtney Love there, and all these people like get in there and work out, and then later on it turned out everybody was getting essayed in that whole thing. So yeah.
Yeah, it goes back to Bikram with all his Rolls Royces, doesn't it? I remember when he was run out of the country. All right, so this is from Tilu. What do you know about what happened to Kanye? Because there's news just come out here today saying that he's out of the country because he doesn't want to get served with these lawsuits. Kanye started exposing stuff, and
Yeah.
now he's MIA, has a body double. Anything you witnessed or can speculate?
I mean, just listen to him. The guy's a genius. I mean, I think that once he hooked up with the Kardashians, like I said, I don't know kind of witchcraft they put on him. Like whether it's Lamar Odom, Scott Disick, every single man in that coven of witches comes out either on drugs, in rehab, or crazy. And I'm just saying that every man, like they can't all be crazy unless they see something. And he obviously, what he saw turned him into a born again Christian. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he must have saw stuff that like literally turned him into the most uh, God fearing person. And like he's kind of like Cat Williams. Everything he said is pretty much. I mean, I'm not going to doubt him. I mean, but obviously he doesn't. I mean, you want to avoid all of this stuff. I mean, Kutcher leaving to Greece is, especially after that. I mean, I can't believe that never been. And here's the other thing: there was never a date line on it. There was never a 2020 on it. Like, I don't understand how they managed to like sweep that under the carpet. That like especially like 48 hours. How do they not any of these like 24-hour like Lifetime channels pick up on that story at all?
So, Lady Warrior, what type of personality is the most common type of personality you've seen in these stars?
I mean, whether it's a DJ or actor. I mean, these are. By the way, like actors are people portraying other people, so you really never know who they are. They're pretty cool, low key. Um, Especially when this is the thing about raves and clubs. It was the great equalizer. Do you know what I mean? Because you could go there and it didn't matter who you slept with or what you did. If you were there for the music, that's really what I want to get to. Is like if you're there for the music, it's all gravy. But if you're there for something else, then that's what causes harm to the scene and harm to people around you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. We've got 5,000 people watching live right now.
Okay.
So you're very popular here this evening.
All right.
Keep the questions coming in, folks. Patricia is wondering whether Keanu Reeves stays away from the mix.
Yeah, I mean that I will tell you, I saw him play at Viper Room. That guy he's a solid human being. Like he is a solid human being. He gets his hands dirty, has his own motorcycle company. I mean, I've never, yeah.
So he's not one of them. All right. Next one. What about Harley Pasternak?
Don't know.
Do you think John Benet Ramsey was a victim of the elites? That's a tricky one.
Yeah, it is a tricky one. I did send you that thing about the buffet. I don't know if there's any fact on that. I know I've been to a couple.
Been to a couple of what?
I mean, they have after parties at strip clubs, and then there's always a side room. There's stuff that goes on there. I don't know, but I've heard rumors of it.
Got you. This is from Montana 9. Have you ever witnessed any same-sex encounters between celebs that you've been really shocked by?
I'll say this. I'll say this. If they're coming to a leather bar, they're not coming there for the ambiance. Let me say that. And yeah. But again, I don't